Ione Thorkelsson, and the exhibition is a natural history, a natural history of Utopia. All of these pieces had something to do with utopias and dystopias, and when I brought them all together, it seemed like an appropriate title for this grouping of work. I use a lot of roadkill, so I'll collect birds that are hit on the highway and they're staked to the ground at the moment for the ants to clean them. And I'll be able to use the bones from them, and sometimes I use feathers, and I actually have made pieces with the shafts of feathers. Where we live, deer get hit frequently on the highway, so the first bones I worked with were from a deer that was hit on the highway, and we buried it, and it's very sandy where we live, so that you can dig it up later and it's nice and clean. So I'm actually making casts of the bones. I'm making a mold, and I use silicone for the molds from the actual objects. So I've actually done that with wings and with bones, and with I've gone as far as using cow's lungs to make and made molds on them too. Glass has an effect that I don't think anything else has. It's you can make it translucent, transparent, opaque. So I think a lot of my work I'm working with emotion and mood as well as ideas, and glass can do that for you. Glass is very interesting that way, and you can cast it or blow it, or there's so many different ways of working it. Lou and I are both experienced material artists, and I think one of the similar things about us is that we chose to work in isolation from intense art communities, and that even being experienced and long-term artists, part of the reason for living in the country is you can afford a studio. It's not, you don't make a huge lot of money. You have to learn how to survive to be an artist, I think. Tricky spaces to work with in this building because you don't have you're very far away from the white cube kind of situation. So it's a difficult place to mount a show. So you have to have somebody who's experienced with the space, and the people who are working here are obviously very experienced with the space and very willing to work with us as we come in and need to get familiar with it. It's getting more interesting. It keeps on moving, and I've been really pleased with what's happening lately, and that things are developing, and feeling like I've got enough experience that I can bring things together that I haven't before, and I'm getting some payoff from all this time and effort. So I'm really pleased with what's developing.